Hi guys and welcome back to my channel at Fitness. I'm gonna do a part 2 of my hospitality horror stories because I found them really funny myself, and I think a lot of people can relate or have been in the service industry before and understand how hard hospitality is. So today I'm just gonna kind of give you some of my stories of dealing with people in this industry and how challenging it can be, and you kind of start to hate people. So if you've worked in this industry before, give it a thumbs up. Let me know some of your stories because I know this industry is hard. It makes you kind of want to die sometimes. The hours are long, but you get a pretty good paycheck by the end of it, so it kind of like is your motivation, but you deal with a lot of shit for that paycheck. But I used to be a server kind of more in like a nightclub environment, and I did like patio service, dining service, and then also like bottle service. So yeah, the nightlife crowd, definitely you talk to a lot of weirdos. My first little story is about this girl. There was a group of people that came in for this girl's birthday, and it was like 3 couples, so maybe 6 people all together. And everyone was actually really chill in this party except for the birthday girl. She was, I could just tell, like she was giving me a rude vibe, like she was kind of coming off bichacho. So I kind of knew she was gonna be rude. And so I was treating her like the most extra because it was her birthday, whatever, but she wasn't having anything to do with me. So I kind of let everyone say hi. I came back and asked everyone for drink orders, and everyone was super chill, like vodka soda, double vodka soda, rum and coke. And this girl is like, I would like a gin martini, extra dirty, straight up, shaken not stirred, extra dirty on the side. If you understand this, it doesn't make sense, and it's just like you could have basically asked for a shot of gin with like olive juice on the side, because she's asking for a gin martini shaken not stirred, which you don't shake gin because it can bruise the gin, whatever. And then she asks it straight up, so the gin's straight up, and then she says extra dirty on the side. Basically, you're just asking for gin in this martini glass with the olive juice. That's what dirty means, olive juice on the side, and she wants extra olive juice because she wants it extra olivey, extra dirty. So you just made that so extra, and like, yeah, it was just like so annoying. I'm like, we're not Subway, but like, okay, whatever. Anyway, she ended up leaving like her group super drunk, got into a fight with her boyfriend, but that's what you got for being rude. So yeah, that was kind of like, this restaurant was a little bit more bougier, so like a little bit more bougier clientele, but actually don't really know what's up. The second one was when I was doing bottle service, and it was like late night. It was Caravan weekend here in Toronto, so it was super busy, and I just didn't have time for it. So bottles are pretty easy. Like, you're always running around, but you're bringing out a bottle, you have chase, you're making everyone your drinks. It's not that hard. People are already drunk, they're being nice to you, whatever. And I bring out this guy's bottles. I think he got like a Grey Goose and a Hennessy. And he like brings me super close, and he like whispers in my ear, and he's like, yo, like, I think he was from the UK, so like they're a little bit more showy over there. And he's like, yo, like, could you bring out like an Ace of Spades? Like, just bring out an Ace of Spades, which I just spat. Ace of Spades is like a really high-end bottle, which is really expensive in the club. So he asked me, can you bring out an Ace of Spades? And like whispers in my ear, and he's like, you know, just bring it out, kind of show it off, and then bring it back. No, I can't do that, because if you're gonna buy that bottle, then yes, I'll bring it out to you, but you're not gonna have like a show when you don't have the money to pay for it. So I know that sounds like bitchy or conceited or whatever, but like, it's also dumb on their part. Like, you just want to show off to other people that you have this money, like when you don't even have that money. Like, no, I'm not bringing it out to you to show it off and then bring it back. Like, you either have the money or you don't. Then this one time I had a pretty large party. There was basically a group of 20 people, so 10 and 10, usually split it with another server. I do 10 people, they do another 10 people. And this girl, like, I guess everyone had just arrived, they were all saying hi, and then I come around, I take drink orders, everybody ordered similar drinks. It's like a fruity cocktail kind of thing. And I start passing out the drinks to everyone. They're all kind of done saying hi, they're ready to start drinking. So I'm passing out the drinks to everyone, and I leave for like 5 minutes to give them their time to look at the menu, take their order. And I come back, take their order, it's all good, put it in, come back, just kind of to quality check to make sure the table's doing okay. And this girl is like, excuse me. And I'm like, yeah, what's up? And she's like, do you mind if I get another drink? And I'm like, oh, like, what's wrong with your current drink? Like, do you not like it? Something like that. She's like, oh no, like, my ice melted. Okay, like, it's ice, it melts. Like, she's like, well, I was saying hi to everyone, and like, and so my ice melted. Like so my drink is really watery now. Okay, I'm like, no, I can't get you another drink for free. You're gonna get 2 drinks because your ice melted. It's gonna melt over the course of you drinking it anyway. So I was like, sorry, no, like, you have that drink there. If there's nothing wrong with the drink or you like it, then that's fine. But I'm not able to get you another drink. Like, I don't know, like, I'm a lot nicer to these people. I come off rude in this because I just think people are kind of dumb when it comes to the service industry. You could always tell the people who have worked in the industry and who haven't. And like, obviously this person hasn't. But like, what? Like, you can't just, if something was wrong, of course, or I screwed up the drink, cool, but you're gonna ask for another drink because it's watery, because you let it sit, because there's ice melting in it. I don't know. Is that on me? Is that on you? That's on you. Stupid. And then I had this girl, so I basically worked on like a patio during the day, and then it kind of turned into a nightclub at night. And so this patio was super busy during the day, and people were always ordering lots of drinks, but then like we had stupid little snacks like fries and stuff, which is like so annoying. It's something cheap on the menu. You have to go run it. It's like annoying. I kind of like just upselling drinks because it's easier to run and whatever, or like at least something more expensive than fries. So if you know, being a server, you obviously want to get them to buy more expensive things. Your check goes up, you have a higher tip. But people were always ordering fries with their drinks, which was annoying, but whatever, I would serve it. But I ended up serving this girl with fries after she had been drinking for a little bit. And I guess someone like right away came over and hit the fries because the patio was so packed. But I think it was my support staff who hit the fries. And so my support staff right away started cleaning it up, and I was like, it's okay, like I'll help you clean it up, it's fine. And in the back of my head, I'm thinking, I will get this girl new fries, no worries, like that's our bad, we knocked it over, whatever. But first I'm gonna help my support staff clean this up off the floor because it was everywhere and there's people walking around. And this girl, right away, like without saying like, I don't know, just like, wait a second, or say like, oops, I don't know, whatever, just like, wait a second. She like stands up and like looks at me and the support girl like on the floor cleaning up the fries, and she's like, am I gonna get new fries? And I just looked at her, I'm like, yes, you're gonna get new fries, like just 1 second, because I'm helping her out right now. So yeah, people are just super impatient and mean, and you just have to like deal with it. I know some of my friends say that they can never work in the industry, and yeah, it gets hard, it gets hard. But it's also been some of like the best times because I've met like a lot of cool people and just done stupid shit. But it's been fun, but you have to put up with a lot of stuff. So yeah, like I ended up helping my support staff, and then right away, as soon as I walked back, I cleaned up the fries. But me and my support staff were like, dude, you can wait like 1 second, we're gonna get you new fries. Let me clean this up, and then we'll come back. It's okay, you'll get your fries. I guess she was hangry. All right, and I have, basically I've come to the terms that serving women is kind of the worst. I don't know if I'm gonna leave that in the video, but serving women is the worst. They're usually very picky, especially if they're in a group. They just like gang up on you, and guys are just so much more chill, and I'm able to kind of like, they know what they want, whatever. Girls get a little bit more picky. So I had, I think, 16 people for this girl's birthday. This girl loved me, whatever. I got all her bottles. I had everything ready for her. I served them, I think it was brunch. I think it was like a brunch. I served them brunch, got their plates out of there, was serving them drinks the whole time. They were having a great time. And we had like a birthday cake to bring out for her because it was her birthday, whatever. And she had asked me initially in the beginning if the DJ could put on a song for her birthday. Kind of extra, but whatever, I'll do it. And so her friends, right after the brunch, ended up kind of getting up and leaving. So I went over and asked her, I'm like, do you want me to bring out the cake now just because people are leaving, so that people can be here when I bring it out? She said, yeah, of course, bring it out now. So I let the DJ know. I said, can you play, what was it? What's the one, the 50 Cent one? In the club? I forget how it goes. It's your birthday, we gonna party like it's your birthday, we gonna sip Bacardi. That one? She wanted me to put on that song while I was bringing out the birthday cake. So I went to the kitchen, got the birthday cake, I was coming out with it, and I told the DJ to put on the song. He ended up playing some like remixed version of the song, so you couldn't really hear what it was, but I even waited for the lyrics, and then went out, but a lot of people had already stand up and were starting to leave, so I was like, happy birthday, and I put it down on the table because people were already getting up. I just didn't know, and she was also standing up giving hugs to people saying goodbye, so I was kind of trying to rush through it. so that everyone could see. And so I was like, happy birthday, put it down on thing. I was like, happy birthday to her. And I started bringing out plates and cutlery. As I go back to bring out plates and cutlery, I'm coming back with the cutlery and the plates, and she's walking up to me and she's like, are you serious? Was that serious? And this whole time she's been so nice to me too. And I was like, what's wrong? And she's like, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. She said this, we're gonna pretend that didn't happen. And we're gonna basically redo that because that was ridiculous. Like, no one was there. You didn't sing happy birthday, just like a bunch of stuff. In my mind, I guess I just thought that like people were getting up and leaving, so I was just trying to be like, happy birthday, put on the song, put it down, get people eating it out of there as fast as possible. I guess you want it like kind of exaggerated when it's your birthday. I don't fucking know. So we redid it. So I put back the plates and whatever, I took the cake away, came back out, DJ played the actual song with the lyrics, and I sang happy birthday, put it down. And then she was happier, but I was like, dude, like, you're not like Rihanna, calm down. And like, you were telling me to bring it out fast because all your friends were leaving. So it was probably a miscommunication, but it's just like, chill. And then this next one is the one that really pisses me off. There's some like stories and I'm like, ha 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 ha. This one I was mad. I was mad. So, okay. So basically, if you're a server, you know like brunches usually end a little bit earlier, which is like your saving grace day because the rest of the week you're probably working long hours and you're tired. So I think I was working a Sunday, which was a brunch day, and you're scheduled from like, let's say 11 to 3 or something like that. So it goes by pretty fast and you get it over with, you get it done with. Usually the bills aren't that high, so it's not like a worthwhile day because you're not making a lot of tips. So this brunch day was pretty slow and I was supposed to get off at 3. Me and another server were on still, and we ended up having to stay because a big group came in at 3. So I'm already kind of annoyed because I have to stay later. It's this big group. And so they come in, literally no one else is in the restaurant, it's just them, but they start ordering expensive stuff. The kitchen was closed already. There was no brunch, so they were only gonna order drinks. They're all ordering drinks, We suggest a bottle, and they say Dom, which I forget how much our bottle of Dom was. Like $1,200? It was expensive. It's like $1,200. I think they got 2 bottles of Dom and like a couple bottles of Veuve, which were around $200. So their bill was pretty high. And so I'm happy, like whatever. Now I've worked past the time I'm supposed to work, but at least they have a high bill. So they're keep ordering, and I'm happy with that, whatever. But I'm also kind of assessing this group. So it's like a bunch of women and then one guy and this one really annoying girl. So all beautiful women, whatever, I have nothing to say about looks, nothing like that. All beautiful women, this one guy that when all the women are talking, he keeps getting up and just randomly talking. He keeps saying he's the author of this book and he has this new thing coming out. He's just like really like, I feel like no one's listening, but it's so awkward. He keeps randomly getting up, introducing himself, saying that he's this big author, blah, 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 blah. He'll sit down again, everyone starts talking, he gets up randomly, and he's like, you know, I also do this, and I do this, and this is my book on Amazon. Super weird. And this annoying girl that's sitting beside him, I don't know if they're a couple, whatever, I don't know. She is like, basically everyone looks really classy, and she looks like a little bit more hoochie. So she has like this, like one piece on, but like her boobs are kind of hanging out of the side, like you see like her whole half boob. And then these like Kim Kardashian shades that go like don't even have like a little thing for your nose. And so she just looks extra, like the only extra person there, and then she's being extra. So every time he gets up, she's like, yeah, like, oh my God, like she just like is being extra. And like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like every time everyone's drinking, she's like, drink, 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 woo! Which is fine, but it just like wasn't the crowd. And she was just being extra. So he keeps ordering bottles, whatever. And then he ends up settling the bill, which is again pretty high, so happy. He settles the bill, tax and tip is included. That's something we tell him, he knows that. And I was like, sweet, it's around like 5 o'clock this time. So we've stayed 2 hours past our shift. So I was like, sweet, we get to go. They settle up and they end up staying. She ends up ordering a bottle of Dom, this extra girl that's been sitting there. Orders a bottle of Dom, but I know she's not the host. So whenever there's like a big group, someone else orders and not the host, you always have to address the host, say like, is that okay that they ordered? So I told him, I'm like, she ordered a bottle of Dom. Is it okay to put it on your tab? Whatever. And he's like, yeah. I don't know. I don't know. He kept still standing up and giving these random speeches, and when I was talking to him and telling them this, he was kind of in the middle of a conversation with other women, but I was like, I'm just letting you know, she ordered the Dom, is that okay? He said yes. And I think he got 2 other bottles of Veuve, something like that, a bunch of champagne basically, and they kept drinking, and then they wanted food, and we said, you know what, sorry, the kitchen is closed, but we ended up having stuff that was already pre-made for the next day, so we gave them that free on top of their stuff because of the amount of money they were spending. We were giving them this food that was left over from the kitchen / now it's probably 7 p.m. I'm there 4 hours past my shift and whatever. Finally, 7, they want their bill. And I think, yeah, I dropped off the bill to the guy, and it was again another high bill with 18% tax and tip, which he already knows from the previous bill that he already paid. And I go into the dish pit to have like a glass of water or something, and I turn around and he's walked into the dish pit, and he's like, what is this? And I'm like, oh, it's your bill, sir, whatever. And he's like, this 18%, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, oh, it's a tax and tip. It is included, just letting you know, you don't have to add additional gratuity. And then he paid, and his card got declined. And then after that, he started getting weird, and he's like, oh, no, I never ordered this Dom, saying that the girl ordered the Dom. And then he starts calling her out. He's like, whatever her name is, she's a broke ass, why would you let her order the Dom? And I'm like, I'm dead. This girl who's been like so extra the whole time is of course the most broke of the whole group, like ordering on someone else's tab. But I'm like, I verbalized with you and let you know that it was going on your bill. And he's like, no, you have to take the 18% off. In my mind, I'm thinking he doesn't have enough on his card, so now he wants this off his bill, and just so he can afford to pay it. And no, I told you I stayed past my time. I gave you food from the kitchen, and I told you when this other girl ordered off your tab. And so I was pissed, and I let my manager know what was going on, and she's like, okay, reduce it to 10%. I was like, I'm not reducing it to 10%. I don't care what he does. We're not reducing it to 10%. Like, that's, you're stealing out of my tax and tip. Like, no. And she's like, reduce it to 10%. And I was trying so hard to not. And I think it was like an $1,000 bill at that time, maybe a little bit higher. So my tip out basically would have been 200 plus, and it was like 100 plus, which is like so little for the amount of time I stayed. And me and the other server were still there. The other server ended up dropping off this bill with the new 10% off because I was so mad. That ended up going through on his card. And he was still trying to get it down to 0. I was like, absolutely not. Like, no, you have to cover, I just made up some, I don't know, like, oh, we can't do it on the system. And you have to cover the liquor tax, whatever. I just made up some stuff because I was pissed. But the other server ended up dropping it off. And he pays, but now I'm mad. And everyone's kind of trickling out. And this girl is there drunk, whatever, kind of by herself, and she's close to me, and I'm like, I'm gonna say something. My server guy is like, my server friend is like, don't say anything. I'm like, I'm gonna say something. He's like, don't say something. I'm like, I'm gonna say something. I was so mad. And I don't know, maybe she picked up on the vibe because I can't hide any emotions I have on my face. And she's like, oh, is something wrong? And I was like, yeah, you know what, next time don't order for your friends, because he actually took the money out from our tip. And so now we've stayed here, we've opened the kitchen for you guys, and we haven't received the full tip that we deserve. I said that straight up. And she's like, I'm so sorry, blah, blah, blah. Like, oh, why would he not pay that? I'm like, I don't know. I verbalized with him that you were the one who ordered the Dom, but you know, if you can't afford that, like, please don't order for someone else. And she's like, okay, I'll be right back with the money. Do you think I ever saw that girl again? Tell me if I ever saw that girl again. Never saw that girl again. And she's like, she made up this whole thing. I'm gonna go to the ATM, I'll take out the cash, I'll pay the difference. I told her the difference. I remember telling her like the difference of the tip, cash out, whatever. She never came back. I did my cash out. I was there for like another half an hour. I left and I didn't even see a trace of her. So yeah, at least we got the full pay for the first bill. It was just annoying that she was like so extra and like ordering on someone else's tab. I confirmed with him, he said it was fine, but it's funny, he was like on a high and talking to all these people giving random speeches, and then he couldn't afford his bill at the end. So I don't know, I'm all about going out and having a good time, but just respect the people that are serving you, because there's a lot more that goes into it. And just don't be showy. It's okay to be showy if you have the money, but if you don't have the money, like I don't have the money, I'm not saying I have the money at all. I don't have the money, so I'm not gonna go out and flash like I have money, because probably my money right now would be from like student loan or something, you know? And you know those ones that have a student loan and are like flashing that money too. Whatever, your life is your life, it doesn't matter, but I'm just saying, like, treat your servers with respect and don't be extra. Don't be extra. I'm a little bit extra, but don't be super extra. So anyways, guys, that was kind of my random, funny hospitality horror stories of my time working as a server. So yeah, let me know if you have stories like that. I have a lot of friends that are in the service industry and they have a lot of funny stories too. People that work in hotels and things like that, that have a little bit more crazier, I guess. I understand from a guest point of view too, though. They obviously have a high standard. They're paying a lot for service, so I get it. Like, and I will admit if I screw up or whatever, but sometimes people can be extra, and always the people that haven't worked in hospitality, you can tell. So be kind to your server. And let me know if you have any questions down below. And let me know if you've made comments. Give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And let me know if you want me to do a part 3 because I have tons and tons and tons and tons of stories. So yeah, thank you guys for being a part of my channel and for watching, and I will see you on my next video.